Welcome in. Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming right back to you with another live video. And if you are feeling kind, would you please subscribe? This was an on-demand thing, just like when you go and watch a movie on playback or a series. Got a wonderful Venmo donation. I haven't gotten one in a while, and it was really a surprise to receive. They want to know why Zayn left the group. I'm all for it. I thank you, honestly. I do have a bit more requests coming up. To the young lady that wants Rihanna and Chris Brown, I'm going to give it to you, but I do not feel you are who you really say you are. You want this for a benefit. Rihanna and Chris Brown are not together, so I'm really stretched out on the feeling. But you engaged, you comment. This is the time to present it, but I will. It's coming. Nevertheless, for someone to give a hefty Venmo donation, I had to hop on and do what was requested. So thank you again, and I would love to say your name, but I don't know how you feel because I haven't seen you like publicly out on the screen. So do again, thank you for the donation. We are going to get into the tarot reading on Zayn, the Capricorn, on why he left One Direction. So we're going to draw a few cards. I'm going to give you all of the time that I can for this moment, and I can't thank you enough. Honestly, I mean, it just came out of nowhere. It's the end of the school year, and the kids need all of it, right? Thank you. So we are going to get started with Zayn, this immediate request, them wanting to know what happened to One Direction. They said they, no rush, but you paid, so you're going to get it. I thank you again. Can't do it enough without you all in participation. So, sorry. Let's get started with this thing. Give me 1 second. I bet y'all didn't expect to see me again, but I am here. Like I said, I didn't expect it either. So, Zayn is a Capricorn. And he left back in 2000. Oh, goodness. I think 10. I could be wrong. 2015. But he spoke on it in 2023. Okay. So let's find out why he left the group. Zayn, please. He is a Capricorn. Let me through. The present is thin on the bottom of the deck. Here in the present is the Six of Wands. This is all fire energy. He has a lot of pride. I mean, this guy is a little rebellious and very good looking, I may add. You got to just speak on it where it is. We're all human. But to have a lot of pride and then self-confidence doesn't fit well with the world that he kind of was surrounded in, I'm feeling. Spirits with sign symbols, downloads, messages do we have regarding, I want to do this, Zayn leaving the group One Direction. Could you please give us the basis so we can function? All right, the first three cards. We have Power. This is the past tense. This is Toni Morrison. In the present, we do have the white dress. Forgot what that means. I got to look it up really quick. I'm believing it is identity or foundation. White dress, society, appearance, and gender. Excuse me. And then elixir is obviously what we see here. An alcoholic beverage, something that gets you in the spirit. It also can bring out the truth. It can bring out harm. Or it can bring out toxicity in attendance. Why did this young man leave the group, please? Could you tell us with the power in the past tense? Five of Cups. There's all band members. So the feelings of him saying that everybody was getting sick of each other, it was just disappointment because they were in grief over unhappiness. He was in grief over unhappiness and discontent. That's true what he said. You got the King of Cups, you got the 8, and then you got the Page. These are Witchy Pooh cards available on wattsfamilybusiness.com. You can purchase them at any time. These band members popping right out makes me feel the disappointment was because of. I'll start with the King of Cups. This guy did not want to hear people counsel or give advice when they know they had dark secrets or dark shit going around them. This young man, Zayn, knew that if he flew free in the past tense, that he could kind of get emotionally balanced because he was put through something with energy here that feels where he had to discover himself, where he had to discover to be open to new love, to be open to fearlessness, really and truly. But see, he saw something coming, but it was out of turn in the energy. This was actually very, like, he was very happy to leave. This is past tense. Page of Wands is like you're happy, you're cheerful about stuff. I don't get that, but it's here. And then you've got more feelings with I'm sorry, more energy with the Earth, with the Pentacles, because he doesn't really have skills. Shit, I thought he could sing. All right, I'm not gonna say this young man can't sing. We'll just say he's lazy. Okay, laziness has really popped in the past tense. So I believe that because he's saying that he knew something was getting ready to happen as far as a breakup happening, and him wanting to get on track of something that was his own path, it really is misdirected. This is all activity that doesn't make much sense because he rushed to get away from something that of a protection, like the group. It was going to dismantle, but in its own setting where everybody were going to have jobs. He may have knew someone in power was overly stressing him out. And I don't think it was just him. I think it was the entire band mate. But he didn't have motivation to be involved in this thing anymore up to that point in the past tense. Laziness and just not wanting to foresee this group being dismantled because that's what was the energy they were told. Now, the snail is something happening very slow. Let me see some more. The snail is also fragile. I don't think he took his time trying to make this decision. It was just up in energy of him knowing something was really getting ready to take over slowly as far as them dismantling. But him reacting on it, it was the wrong decision because he didn't have a good connection with the industry. He doesn't have good connections. I don't know why he doesn't have good connections, but it's the rebellion energy in him that I think really just bothers ones. Okay. Scooby, he was the best singer in the group, but an introvert. Okay, that's what I was thinking, because it said no talent, but it also says laziness. So that's why I knew that didn't feel good. Thank you, Scooby, for being here. What's with the white dress in the gender? All right, you got the 6, you got the 7. We're walking in the right path. Thanks, Scooby. I really didn't feel that, so thank you for tapping in. I didn't feel he could not sing at all. That wasn't it. I thought Neal that couldn't. The Fool is here. 6, 7, definitely walking in the right path. I want to start with the Fool because this is a new beginning coming. In the present, he definitely wanted to travel, and he definitely has his originality. He is innocent as far as just wanting to surrender because he knew that this was going to dismantle. That's no problem. However, because he wanted to surrender and get a good foot on something that was rushed to begin with, right? I think he really just wanted to heal, to get away from something that almost ruined his life. And it may have been just a pure thing that people were watching him do, but encouraging him, enabling him in some type. Toxicity is all over an innocence of nostalgia. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Spirit. And nostalgia really is like the things from the past that made us feel good. Nickelodeon, 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. So when you hear nostalgia, don't take that word in a light sense. It's sentimental, and that's really what's happening in the present. He has a lot of procrastination. Thank you, spirits. This This isn't about talent at all. He didn't know that he was going to be set back. He just had impatience to get away from these boys. Was it really these boys that we want to get away from? The person in control, Simon Cowell, other folks around. Could you give us a hint on what that's about? So taking the adventure, taking the leap, the humanity of people not being who they are, just everybody vain, vanity, and mushroom, something funky, something doesn't make sense as far as taking place here in the present. There's something that's hidden. There's blood on someone's hands. He heard something. What that rabbit mean? That's the leap and adventure. Okay, yeah. Oh, what did he hear? I need cards. Where are you? Let's do it. This never comes out except on Friday nights, but got a few decks I'm going to be playing with. Tomorrow, Aries, Taurus. I got Beetlejuice on deck. What's the humanity? What's the vanity? Taking a leap and waiting. All of this was in the present tense, but what does it mean? He had to get away from them. He just wanted rest. He wanted to rest away from them because there's a lot of things that was destructing his earthly energy as far as his senses. And it could have just been the senses of belonging. When we get that taken away from us, it becomes detrimental to our spirit and how we function. And functioning is the only thing we have to do to keep us going. But he has something here that extremely stressed him out, and he took the leap of faith by getting away from them. Simon Cowell is involved. I'm going to flip one more card on you in a minute. The Ten of Swords. Being bitter won't make the situation or circumstances any better. This was the end of the completion for him. He was defeated in his energy and exhausted. Really just feeling like at a collapse or a dead end. Feeling dead inside in general because they spent so much time witnessing things that were hard to swallow. And almost took the warrior out of him. I don't know what that means. Almost took the warrior out of him. That lion is still here, but it can barely be seen. Ooh-wee. The final card is the elixir, is the drink. This is toxicity all around, and we know what that means, right? Future tense, why? Got the 7. He saw growth in leaving in a reward of his own progress because he took his looks into accountability, and that didn't work out so well. In the future, it won't. Obviously, we got the 7 Queen in the world. Here's a lot of success. But the success, I feel, is the achievement he's had in the past, because this is what he wants for his world to bloom open, but he doesn't have the connection to get here. He doesn't have these things on the map, at least not the right people to get his foot through the door or get something to come back. And because this Queen of Swords is here with the disciplined energy, he needs people around. He doesn't want nothing but nurturing energy, generous people. He had been left away from down to earth in some sort of dark spiral for so long. He does not want to be around things that do not bloom, that can't give him a proper vision, good energy too. He's very protective maybe about people being around. And then he doesn't want to compete with these other boys anymore. I don't think he wanted to compete in the first place. There's a lot of competition around, and it is serious. What does this mean in the future? We're going to flip. What does this mean in the future? A lot of arguments, conflict, jealousy. Make me see. You got the eye, you got the apple, temptation, and the wings. He definitely broke free from a lot of temptation that was being had, whether they were forcing that kind of stuff on him, sexual things that don't want to really happen, but you got to do it because you think you have to, in a sense. But he sees clearly here in the future on why he got away from somebody who's a XCX-aholic. Somebody's an XCX-aholic. XCX-aholic. They were always after him for some reason. Did they ever get down? Collaboration. Pisces energy is here now. always working hard to get him to come out. He's not a gay man, no way, shape, form, or how, no way, shape, form, how. There's a lot of collaboration with working with something that made him really feel small. This went on constantly behind closed doors. I'm done here. That's all I wanted. We got the noose, we got the wall, and we've got belonging. I feel with this wall, he took a long time to let his guard down from the beginning, but once he did, somebody took advantage and tried to take him down some sort of dark hole. When you meet people, regardless of what their role is, if you're uncomfortable, then there you are. Protection. He had none from the past. They may have tried to get rid of him still in the present. Excuse me, like the death card is here with the noose as far as hanging. He never, I think, really belonged to fit in. It was just a shock factor to have him. He may have always felt that he didn't belong or fit in, but this was because the hand that was on this dark, I feel like setting, hand on a dark setting, because some control, putting against each other feelings. I'm just going. Empress, no nurturing. Beauty, too beautiful to understand. Relatability. Eight of Swords, that action. He's always been paralyzed in this group. You got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's never going to get out of being the risky investment. But it's because something irresponsible about him still flicks out in that laziness. But I feel like now he has a right. Because I feel now I see that something is completely empty that they tried. To be honest, he's happy where he is now. That's good to see. We've got joy. And that dragonfly, he's seeking his own happiness. He was closed off to joy for a very long time. Earth, water, air is here. Once he realized he could celebrate life more, he attracts joyous things at every angle. This isn't a sad reading. He is saddened by Liam, but he's actually happy to be away, but he would like to bloom open to more tranquility over some sort of new beginning.